Says Ringside Rants brings you Ringside Riot, episode 54, sponsored by W.GG. Get your W on. I am just Mike with no voice. That's Sleepy Time Phil tonight. And below me is Jet. And we have no Josh because he is on plane delays or flight delays, wherever you want to call it. But he will be joining us hopefully
Yeah,
tomorrow.
airport security sucks these days.
It wasn't bad down here, man. He was talking about how it was not bad, and when he left Chicago, he was like, "There's no one here." And then he got here, he got off easy, brought it the trip back. By the way, I told y'all I thought it was gonna be a big fight. The easiest thing in the world to drop him off, dude. I stuck to the right side of the road. They brought us up a level. I dropped him right there. I said, "Wow, this is stupid easy." I said, "Dropping people off ain't shit."
No, taking them back, keep picking them up is a motherfucker, probably.
Well, the turnarounds the roundabouts kept getting me, and they putting two or three things on one sign. I'm like, why you couldn't just separate that so I know where they call it the cell phone parking lot, which is free,
Yeah.
and then there's taxi lane, and then there's the paid part, and then I'm like, why y'all couldn't just separate that? So after 2 trips around the world, I finally made it to it.
What's up, Anthony? How are you, brother?
Yeah, after that trip, I'm just gonna kind of not buy anything too expensive after that. Especially after what happened. Yeah, it's a lesson learned. Like some of the best stories are best lessons you learn.
That's very true, Phil. It's very true. You learn as you go, but you got to see some real life stuff there and expenses.
I had
and
a
all
fun
that.
time though. I did have a great time.
I am. My big thing is I'm glad y'all had a blast. Y'all had a good time. Next time I'll make it better because we won't have to go around a wrestling show and I'll have cool stuff set up and I won't have to work and it'll be like just a big stupid party and less driving, even less drive.
Well, I don't mind driving, man. I enjoyed that. Was the coolest part of the trip, man, is driving back and forth from New Orleans back to your house. That was
Yeah, but you
fun.
got you saying that because you got the bullshit with Phil and Josh.
I mean, Josh got to experience Bourbon Street for the first time. He actually tried a hand grenade.
Yeah, he took the hand grenade plastic tube with him home.
That's
And
awesome.
I actually got to try homemade jambalaya for the first time. That was amazing.
You're
Speaking
jumping-
of, I need y'all. All right, Phil, you've already had jambalaya before you had it with me, right?
No, I haven't. I never.
Oh,
had
you
it.
never had. Okay, you never, Mike. I know you've had to have at least tried some. All right. Well, I can't ask Josh a rating because only had one his mother-in-law cook. Phil's never had one before. But
I never had homemade jambalaya. I only had stuff like at work that were sorts of jambalaya. But yours, I have to say, your jambalaya is a 10 out of 10.
I was good. That's what I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask Mike to rate it because he's had other ones, and
I've had a lot. I've had it from people say they're Creole. I've had people say they're from like different places and all this stuff. Yours had more meat.
yeah, that was on
more
purpose.
meat. Yeah,
That was on
yours had
purpose, though.
way more meat. It had more flavor.
That's what
I love
the flavor is. What it's all
to
about.
it,
But I loaded it up on most people down here when you buy, like you'll buy a plate or somebody's cooking, there'll be a lot less meat because you gotta it's expensive. You gotta stretch it. So you're gonna get way more rice. When you cook it personally for people, you could put what you want. And I was like, the girl y'all heard me talking to the girl when we came back from the show at the gas station. I was like, oh, we ain't being stingy on the meats here. They getting some. I even had beef in there. And normally you don't do that, but that was what I was looking for. It's not just the meats, it's the flavor. That's what people don't understand. There's flavor and there's dumping salt and shit. And y'all, like Josh saw, I dumped no box of salt in there. And that's how good it was.
You can tell. Andy's asking you a question because I don't know this answer. I'll let you answer this answer. Let me read it to you.
Oh, there's speaking of, let me put the damn thing on the television so I can read.
Jordan, I'm visiting a friend who is not necessarily a local to Louisiana who lives in New Orleans. Is there a good place you can recommend for us to eat for a good soft shell crab sandwich?
I would, depending on how close you are to downtown, I would suggest Lil Dizzy's. She's got all kind of awards for her food. It's pretty much like awesome fried chicken and things like that. She does jambalaya, but she's Creole, so she's got shrimp in her gumbo and shrimp in her jambalaya. But I'm not telling you it's not good. I just can't do shrimp. But I'm Cajun. But she does cook really good. If y'all go, it's a small place. But if you go in there, you're gonna find some. You'll probably find a daily special. It might even be a soft shell crab on the side as your daily special. You might get a soft shell crab to chew on with your meal.
Yeah. There
Yeah.
you go. There you go. Little Dizzy's. There's a big shout out to Little Dizzy's over in New Orleans, man.
Yep. They're right off of St. Claude and all of that. It used to be known as a more rougher area, but you'll be if you hear gunshots, just duck. That's why I told the people from Atlanta because they were trying to walk over there.
Yeah, yeah. Also, shout out to the Cafe de Monde.
Oh, y'all went.
We walked by it. We shot by it. I don't think they
Oh,
didn't.
Anthony, if your friend lives in Metairie, he can show you where to get good salt. Metairie has some good food. That's where me and Josh went. We went to the Swamp Room, and I told him next time he comes, if it's the right night, I'll bring him to Spotlight Cafe, which was next to the Meadow Bar we went to. And all these places it's made to order. You order some on the menu, it's cooked hot and made for you. And these are ballrooms. And yeah, Metairie has some great. The Swamp Room is good, and Spotlight Cafe is good. Those are top. They cook there. That's about as close as you can get to if I'm cook. Yeah, the only way you're gonna beat is if I'm cooking myself, or you back
Listen
this
to
way.
him, man. Listen to him. The chef.
But
The chef
they will. Those two restaurants beat New Orleans ass for almost every place. Those two places cook better.
Yeah, there you go. Metairie is closer to you than New Orleans is.
20 minute difference, maybe a little less, but Metairie tends to have more. And you got to be good. You got to be clean, or you wouldn't have business. So good restaurants, clean, good service. You're gonna pay about. I mean, everything costs today, but you're gonna probably if you decide to tip, you're probably gonna be around 20 bones, unless you buy on a steak, it'd be a little more. But where else you gonna eat for about 15-20 bucks? And get it hot for you, not under a glass, not from behind a counter, homemade.
That's good shit. That's good shit.
I
What's
was
up,
telling
country?
Josh, I'm not a big
Hello,
buffet
country.
fan. I'm not a big buffet fan because of the nastiness. I will pay you if you cooking something special for me and it's brought to me and it's mine. Hey Phil, what's mine's mine, yours mine too. Especially when it comes to making good food. But yeah, maybe next time if we got an extra day, I'll get you guys to a steak night somewhere and y'all can have some steak and potatoes and maybe a stuffed up or stuffed potato, baked potato with all the goods and eat good. Maybe we could pull that because you go on the right night, you can get that for 20 bones.
We should definitely, meet up again, do this.
525. Jesus.
Yes,
Christ.
country. I was just bitching about the media, not the media, the market manipulation on what's going on right now. I wasn't doing it on the podcast, but I have my apps where I follow everything. Oil a barrel is about $102 right now. That's all fear mongering and people marking shit up to make money, man. It's not to do with this halfway war. Because we don't even get 6% of our oil from over there. So this is the market manipulation at its finest. It's like when y'all are sleeping at 3 a.m. They quickly raise the good prices and drop the other ones and do their deals and switch them back. I see that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Phil were talking a little bit while we're on the subject. We don't have too much news tonight, but we do have some big news, including a stabbing and some wrestling rumors, but not too much.
And we also have a Florida report where a Florida guy decides to throw a frozen squirrel during an argument at a Waffle House. And he got
I thought you made this up about Josh.
No,
it's
it's legit. This actually happened. Yeah, I read the report, dude. I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with people throwing away?"
And that is my squirrel moment of the day. You.
What's up,
Tyler? He does his own squirrel because Josh isn't here.
Yes.
On the market inflation, if all of you video game fans, if y'all haven't heard, Sony just jacked up their prices on everything. The basic PS5 is now $700. The souped up version of the PS5 will run you about $1,000 right now. So everybody was bitching about Nintendo. Shut up! I told y'all everything was, and we're not even on the new generation for Microsoft and Sony yet. Microsoft's, I think it's gonna be their last console. It's supposed to be a mini hybrid PC, like lower. You're looking at 1,000 to 1,200 for that thing. And I think
you can log in your Xbox account on your PC and everything.
Well, yeah.
It's turning into, if you don't go PC gaming all the way, you're not going to get a cheap alternative. I mean, they're turning into it's getting ridiculous for those
I
for those
really hate
systems.
modern day gaming. I fucking hate it.
And DLC is a bitch. And I'm telling everybody, get ready for GTA 6 to be $100. before you buy any DLC. Get ready for the baseline title. Physical, get ready for $90 to $100. Get ready for it.
Hey, Jordan, when you hear people putting seafood in a jambalaya with sausage and beef, what do you think? Is that a way to mess up a good jambalaya?
A jambalaya, not gumbo. Yeah, they have people that put shrimp in it, cut up shrimp. Yeah, not everybody puts beef. You mainly want two meats. Chicken is your cheap meat, so you're always gonna have chicken. You usually, or some places they'll even offer you pork or just chicken. I do chicken and pork, and I do beef for when it's a local thing at home, just because hey, it makes the flavor pop a little more. You get a little bit of beef, fills you up. But I go ahead and throw a little beef in there. I do, but I don't like shrimp, but I don't. We have two types of jambalaya, and some dude supposedly from New Orleans, from Louisiana, told me I was crazy. I said, "Ball." I said, "You must be from North I-10." This dude never heard of a brown jambalaya and a red jambalaya. Red is normally the rice is red because you have seafood. You'll have you might have some crawfish, but mainly shrimp and a little crab meat you'll have in them, just like a gumbo. That's a seafood. Brown jambalaya is not supposed to have that. The Creole will put.
Oh, Anthony has.
Hold on, Phil. Let Jordan talk.
The Creole will have, like in New Orleans, they're Creole. They will put some shrimp in their gumbo and jambalaya, but it will have it'll have all the normal stuff I put in, but just with some shrimp, and it does alter the flavor somewhat. But if you like shrimp, go for it. Now these fools that put tomatoes in gumbo, fuck them, fuck damn them all to hell.
Tomatoes suck in everything, dude, except for red beans and rice. You don't put tomatoes and red beans and rice either.
No, bro, I had an ex. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna show you how to make a gumbo. All you people think y'all need a roux." I said, "Ain't no gumbo without a roux. What the hell's wrong with you?" So she was like, "Dude, she put this thing was a meat stew, a vegetable meat stew. She put rotel in this motherfucker. She put rotel in the motherfucker." I said, "What the hell are you doing? This is not gumbo." Everybody said, "Nice meat soup." Nice meat soup. And I don't know how she did it. It felt like she put Carolina Reaper. Dude, it was so hot I could barely eat it. I don't know what she did, or she dumped a bottle in there. I said, "Oh, I know you like it hot." I said, "That's not hot. That's fucking like that's beyond jalapeno scorching, right? What did you?" I said, "What the hell is this meat stew? What rotel?"
Carolina Reaper.
Yeah, rotel. You don't put rotel in a gum. What the fuck's wrong with you?
So Anthony responded to Phil's thing about the frozen squirrel being thrown in a Waffle House. He said that's a normal day in Florida. When he was younger, he had a story of a guy trying to rob a convenience store with an alligator.
Alligator as weapon. I kind of like it.
Fucking hilarious. $54,900 for a PS5 at Walmart. Well, who came in and who left? Okay, that's Phil jumping in and out.
I don't even know if he knew it. He was looking at his phone.
He didn't. He ain't paying us no attention.
Tyler says $549 right now for a PS5 at Walmart. Well, 3 days ago, the new prices came up, and they said regions will matter. But the baseline, the cheapest PS5 is going to be $700, and the souped up one is going to be like $900, almost $1,000. This was 3-day old news. This is all the podcasters. Everybody reports video gaming news, and other PlayStation elements have gone up as well. So I think while we're still on about video games, I think Xbox is going to keep their price where it is and try to move their shitty units because we all know they're dead last. And then they're going to charge you out the ass for the new one and try. I think that's going to be their final console myself. I don't think
they're more into licensing now. That's all they want to do.
Oh yeah, they're getting ready. They're going to pull a Sega. They're going to be third-party developer. They're going to be a software developer in PC and get out the video game market short of making games, I say.
And he said there was a baby gator, but they found out the guy was high on meth. And there you go. Still all in all, Gator as a weapon.
Yeah, I like it. Gator as weapon. We have Hawk as weapon with Conan. Now we have Gator as weapon. Phil says he's having technical difficulties.
Okay.
So you need to buy you an extender, Phil, and plug it in the wall. You need to buy you a Wi-Fi extender and get that signal from your mom's box downstairs up to you upstairs.
Dude, that room he has, bro, for the podcast is freaking awesome. He just don't have everything open yet.
Yeah, I know. He had to hurry and cram everything in and load it and unload it and unpack it at the house while he was working. I knew. That's why I knew. I knew his 2 days off, he was going to be exhausted with having to move his mom's stuff too. So I knew Phil was going to be dead those weeks they were moving him.
Meth Gator laugh out loud.
There's a movie they did after they did what it
Cocaine-
was
Cocaine Bear?
Bear. They did Meth Gator. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
That happened.
That'd be hilarious. And there was one I saw like what is it, Sharknado? There's another one, Sharknado.
Oh, there's like about 10 Sharknadoes, bro. The chain no one ever asked for, kind of like the Human Centipede. It's like, who keeps funding these?
Why? There's only 2 human centipedes that I know of. There's
the third one is insane. It's more of a comedy. They got a porn star. They took 5. They made a 500-man chain in a prison.
I'm good.
Yeah, and there's a porn star that she's in there. I'm like, it's more of a comedy this time, but they made 5. They did 500 of them, which I'm like, yeah, you're in a prison, some story. But anyway, I was like, yeah, who keeps funding these? We kept saying,
Like Saul. No one asked for that shit either.
So you mean the movie Saw?
Yeah. Okay, you're back. Okay.
Oh, we have crazy stories, but we also have like it's more. There's been some stuff that's happened. Mike said a couple of times he felt. We'll just say he felt a presence over here at my place.
Yeah.
I can't believe someone. I'm not surprised someone
Next door to you, man. There is an entity living next door to you too.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, Mike had about 3. Mike had 3 supernatural experiences when he was alone without us over here.
Oh yeah, Mike did not know that I live everywhere. I'm not going to say where I live, but I live on a golf course.
No, Phil, you live in the middle of a golf course. There's a difference.
It's still, I live on a golf course.
Dude, you are the golf course.
He was surprised. Like,
Tyler, I did not hear the news on it. I did not read it. But the PlayStation Network store has been put down, and everybody's like, it's a good thing. I don't know what that means. I don't know if they replaced it with something new, but something happened. That was in the news, but I had to log off. But something about some kind of PlayStation shop thing went down, and they're like, it's a good thing. So I don't understand. I didn't read about it. Y'all going to have to watch that. But we do have some news, and we have a little bit of news and rumors concerning the G1 this year and some AEW names that have been confirmed that they film video packages. So could this be a teaser because almost all of these people short of one have been in a G1? Could these guys actually be in the G1? But 3 prominent AEW names have filmed, and we know Okada's already done a video package. That doesn't count Okada. 3 other big-time A-plus players have done video packages. Well, Ospreay is one, and he is going to be fighting April 4th at Sakura Genesis. He's in a 3-on-3. So Ospreay I was wrong.
He also talked about his match with Tanahashi in G1, and he was still a cruiserweight.
But yeah, Ospreay has fought in the G1 and won one. So we have had that. But Ospreay is one. Kenny Omega is another alum. Could Omega be in the G1 one more time? Could it just be a promo because he's done it and he'll tell you it's the most grueling tournament in history, which it is. And a man that has never been in the G1 but always wanted to do it, but said physically he couldn't anymore. Bryan Danielson has filmed a vignette for the G1.
And speaking of, I'm going to do a segue to the indie wrestler who was stabbed at an indie event over the weekend at Ruthless Pro Wrestling. Mads Cruel Kruger, also known as Cruel, was stabbed or attacked by a fan who allegedly stabbed him.
In the abdomen.
Yeah, the altercation escalated after Cruel interacted with the fan at the merchandise stand where he asked about the cost of his merchandise and walked away. The fan then confronted Cruel during the match, leading to the stabbing. Despite the incident, Cruel has since stated that he is fine and did not require a hospital visit. The event was attended by several wrestlers who retaliated against the attacker. The incident has been reported on various platforms, including Cultaholic Wrestling and other wrestling news outlets. So this right here, I am going to state, people are saying that the indie fan was a fan of another wrestling promotion that does death matches and was mad because Cruel was at a rival promotion. Showed up at the he showed up at the merch stand, said that's too fucking much, said he walked away. Then whenever he was coming to the ring, the same fan jumped in front of him because there was no barricades, and he just stared at him. and Cruel walked right by him like he wasn't nothing, basically making the guy less than.
Cruel stayed in character, they said, so of course he's going to stare at him and do everything. But then he did not even realize that he was stabbed until after the incident. The wrestler saw the knife and the stab. He didn't realize, but he was stabbed in the corner of the abdomen. He's okay, but he did not realize it until then. If you watch the video, everybody proceeds to kind of beat the shit out of him. A couple people didn't know how to throw punches, obviously. That dude was still standing and they hitting him like it almost looked worked, but a couple of people got him for real.
Yeah, you can see Slack hit that motherfucker hard. He wobbled. And some dude fucking smart kicked him down the stairs.
Anthony, Myrtle Plantation and Lalaurie, that's not far from me. That's where the guys went in a way. But we actually, one of the other bands I was in had a song called Lalaurie. Had a metal southern song called that, based on her.
Yeah, the fans should be in jail. I do agree, Tyler.
Yeah, for a stabbing, yeah, the cops, the law should go after him for that. That's beyond what you do at a show, and we all know it.
Yeah, but I said some foul shit at the TNA show. I did, but in my defense, I was trying to get
totally make fun of. Well, for those who watch the podcast, we were a little bit drunk and everything.
I really tried to get us kicked out. I thought it was gonna be great.
Well, wait. We were sober at the show, Phil. None of us drank anything. They wanted too much damn money.
Yeah, the podcast, so at your place, I was. A little
We was drinking a little beer, having a good time. Yeah, Phil almost put his foot through my sofa, as y'all saw. Sorry about the bad production for anyone that watched. We know it was a legendary podcast, but you couldn't. My words almost went completely missing, and it sucks because I was cutting some good jokes too. But yeah, y'all got to meet other Josh for the first time. He will be back on the show. He's not available tonight, but he will be back. But he watched TNA with us. He did a very good review and called out some real shit. He had some good points.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, he's good. You could tell he's an old school wrestler fan. Like, you know, we look at the business, you know. But yeah, he knows what he's talking about, little brother there.
But it kind of sucks though what happened to Mike Santana's opponent. What's his name?
Wow.
Well, that was hard way. It was not a setup. It's proven. He really got taken out, and we were wondering how much they were going to show on TV after that, and they kind of just cut. So y'all didn't get to see the new heavyweight champ, the 10-year-old heavyweight champ that came in the ring, got to hold the belt, and Mike
they gave away 50 free tickets.
Yeah, they yelled at everybody, hurry up and bum rush to get to the exit for 50 free tickets, which we know they padded the place the next night. There was nobody going. Yeah. They padded. They I don't know who they went to or where. They did some padding that night in the section we knew they didn't sell.
Oh, yeah. Also, when we were on the way, we actually got to see Carlos, what's his name?
Silva. Carlos Silva.
Well, no, talking about the mobster. We saw the restaurant that was owned by.
Phil is talking about the legendary, infamous Italian mobster down here, Carlos Marcello, who's long been dead, but they got to drive right in front of his restaurant, or the family's restaurant, which is still open, which it's barred up. All the windows are locked. When they're open, and you go there, and you better be in a 3-piece suit, and it's all cash money, and you better tip, or you're going to get a tip. Yeah, like you better come there ready to tip good if you dare to walk in that place. I have never been in it. It's technically a public restaurant. It's not really a public restaurant, and it's like in the middle of nowhere too. But it's an old time business that's been around. But yeah, he's our most infamous legendary gangster. He actually was a nice guy to a lot of kids and a lot of people in his town.
I actually knew some people that I was watching a documentary, and so I used to cut his grass when I was a kid.
Oh, there's one that was a friend that said that she was best friends with the son of the daughter, and they'd go to the house all the time, and there's all kind of stories, you know. He lived a long time. But yeah, he's our most infamous. But yeah, if he was a general person not causing no trouble, he's nice as hell to you. You know, if you weren't trying to get involved in the business, you know.
Yeah, and Anthony said the place he wants to visit actually is Hotel Monteleone.
Yeah. Yeah. If you set up, oh, I don't think you stay in that one. You go and you tour it, right? I don't think you could stay in it anymore, can you?
Nope, that's 100 fucking place, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna have to book you a reservation. There's plenty of ghost tours. Daytime and nighttime's awesome because you get the vibe, but there's plenty of ghost tours and stuff like that. I would recommend stay away from swamp tours because you have to travel so far to get to us. Whereas you come my way, you're right there. You're
Yeah.
right there. You could eat. I was telling the guys they should have went when they went to the Waffle House the other way. They should have just went through the bayou and they could have went to Zam's and ate there. That's if anybody remembers ZZ from Tough Enough, that's his family's place. That's where he grew up. That's where he wrestles the Gators. But that's his family, and there's a restaurant, and you're right on the bayou. You look out the window while you're eating, you're over the water on the bayou.
Did we visit a tomb of Voodoo Queen Mary Lavelle?
Marie Laveau.
Yeah, Marie Laveau, you mean.
Laveau.
Yeah.
They didn't have time to do as much freely as they want. They were kind of racing, and I was at work, so they had to show
We
him
had 3
downtown.
hours.
We were locked. His dad asked everything. That was his funny shit, man. His dad was really nice, though.
Yeah, he saw the keys in the door and he took them. I said, "Bro, you can't do that." I said, "I had the door unlocked. Well, I locked it." I said, "Well, that's no good." I said, "One of them guys is diabetic. He might need his gear. Luckily, he's only type 1." But anyway, Tyler is mentioning that was the RPW. That's not Rev Pro in Britain though.
No.
This is a different RPW. I just want to mention that. But
It's Ruthless Pro Wrestling.
yeah, I mean, and they are known for more of a hardcore style, and then no ring. You kind of ask for some of this, not having ring guard. You're in the States. You kind of need guard rails. Yeah, I mean, people act stupid. This is kind of how it goes.
Well, usually incidents come in threes in wrestling. We had the OVW incident. We had the incident Friday night at TNA. And then Saturday got an incident involving Mads Kruger.
Yeah. I feel bad for anybody that paid for that TNA pay-per-view. I'm not telling you it was a horrible show. I feel bad that 2 of the big matches were no contest, pretty much. You got nothing. You didn't get a minute. I mean, the Moose match was a squash because we all knew Moose was injured and had to get out. So you got no awesome match. And the people were hyped. They wanted Moose. They might have been better off just leaving him or have him do a talking spot versus promising us a match we didn't get. And then the main event, which we're not thrilled about Macklin because he's not a big name, but not even 60 seconds in, and he got Bret Harted by Goldberg pretty much. That's exactly what happened. So, and not today with modern day concussion protocols, that's an easy 30 days. They're gonna have to monitor him. He will not be in the ring anytime soon. Right now, they're gonna have to check him out and see what his condition is gonna be. So, do not expect Macklin back in a ring within a month. Give it some time there. Yeah,
I'll give him a lot of time, man. I suggest he'll be back around June, July, into a program hopefully in June or July.
and I can tell you what happened here. Yes, it was a mistake, but these 2 guys, you could tell when they started hitting each other, they almost started Japanese strong stuff. They were hyped. They knew they were the main event. They wanted to their goal was to put on a hard hitting good match. The fans were, as small as the building was, the fans were getting into it. We get loud for good shit, and they were really getting into it. And so they wanted to give us a hard hitting, brutal main event and try to smoke all the other matches. It was too much, and he got a real kick to the head, and that was your boy that ran out, Mike
Eddie Edwards.
Eddie Edwards ran out from Gorilla and just started fighting you, boy, just to try to give the people something. So we didn't really get an official match, but it was something for a few minutes. But so you still didn't get a main event, and you didn't really get a Moose match. So I feel bad for people that bought the show, and they didn't last long after that. I heard they cut the feed after Santana had the belt. They missed all his speech, and he pulled a Cody Rhodes to the fans and talked to everybody and all that, but y'all didn't get it.
I would really like to see if we got it, like if someone actually recorded him talking after the fact. I'm pretty sure it's out there. And especially whenever Josh said, I skipped C2E2 for this bullshit. And then I reiterated, he said, He skipped C2E2 for this bullshit. Dude, that crowd was so popped for TNA. Like, it was a pro TNA crowd. And I can honestly say this. That is sad. That to me is sad because what I watched that night was
three matches were decent and passable. 3 matches were entertaining. The rest of the card wasn't nothing. That's why I was like, if we get kicked out, we get kicked out. I don't care. At 40 or 50
we
bucks,
almost left before the main event, people.
Yeah, we
really
almost
left before the main event. That's
a lot of the fans. I'm thinking it was a lot of the padded seats from. They all walked out after Jeff Hardy got the biggest pop of the night. So that tells you this is a big sports entertainment WWE fan base. Like Jeff Hardy, they stretched his intro for forever. He finally walked out. He took forever. I mean, they milked the fuck out of it. He got the biggest pop, and Mickie James, which I wish she'd have done more in the ring. It was more of a just show up, so show some TNA legends.
It was a WWE, basically, WWE Legends moment. They like to do that. It's something that modern WWE likes to do, and I find it kind of annoying now.
Yeah. It's your boy Carlos sat there in his little skinny jeans suit and his white hat the whole show at ringside.
He came around and shook the hands of the guys in front of us.
Yeah, he tried to.
He knew we were the hecklers.
Oh yeah, he knew we were the hecklers. He didn't like
it. Which is ridiculous.
He was looking at us like, who are these assholes?
Yeah, it shows that between him and the fat ass bell ringer, people that don't know how to, I've never worked real pro wrestling back in the day, because what we did was child's play compared to what used to happen down here back in the day. So.
Carlos Silva is a fucking stooge. I said it.
Somebody mentioned it. He's their version of Tony Khan. Kind of is.
Speaking of Tony Khan, I'm gonna segue to this because this right here is a must-hear moment. Tony Khan.
Oh, this is a must-hear moment. Phil, get him ready.
Tony Khan wants to go on the Vince Russo show with the coach.
Wait, whoa. Coach Jonathan
Coachman.
All right, whoa. First of all, we all know he's pure WWE shill coachman, so that he's going to grill. Tony Khan thinks he can handle Coach grilling. If that's the first thing, before we even get into the third man, Jonathan Coachman will play nice at first and put Tony on the spot. He will. He will.
Oh, yeah.
He'll tell you, I'm a wrestling journalist, or I'm an interview. That's going to be his excuse, but he will. He's not going. This ain't going to be Ari Emanuel podcast where they were buddy and look at each other's toss each other salads. That's not what this is going to be.
Nope.
Views and opinions of Jordan.
Hey, salad tossing is a real thing. Brush your teeth.
Legit, yeah.
Brush your teeth, people.
Yeah, and then there is
I did like the fact that that Vince Russo likes the fact that Tony Khan likes is JCW show.
Yeah.
Tony can like that all he wants. Vince is still gonna come on, bro. What was this angle you did on network? I was there, bro. I created the Attitude Era, bro, which he didn't. But between him trying to show off and steal the spotlight, and the coach is gonna try to give Tony a hard time. We might have to watch this. We might need to watch.
We might do like a review on this, like a watch along.
Well, we did a watch along last time, and the Ari Emanuel shit was so boring. Maybe we ought to watch it and do a review after our speed after, so we don't put our own audience to sleep in case it sucks.
Maybe we could show some clips or something.
Maybe so. And
the cool thing about TNA and the highlight of my night was I got to see a friend of ours that's been on the podcast, and she's an actual friend. I actually like her. She's good people.
Vira Strange.
Yeah, Vira. I'm not going to go by her real name, but Vira was there. That was really cool. Phil got a picture. Josh got a picture. I'm excited.
And Josh got, which of the two Joshes? Tommy bumped into Tommy Dreamer and had a big old conversation.
Your buddy Josh.
I don't know how he ended up in the hallway at the right time, but he told me the story in my ear. He probably told y'all after.
Yeah.
But he bumped into Tommy Dreamer. They started talking and all that. And Tommy told him pretty much they arrived 2 days ago. He drank. He woke up, he drank. He went downtown, he partied, he drank. He woke up, he did it again. Came to the show, and he said, after the show, I'm going back and drink.
Yeah. They probably gonna do it again Saturday too. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they were downtown drunk.
Yeah, he said his whole plan the whole week was party, and that's no lie. I'm sure Tommy's been here before, but bands that come down here.
He actually was at that arena we were at. ECW performed there.
Yeah, they did Larissa back in the day.
Yeah, they did this is like back in the late '90s, early 2000s when they did this.
I was so mad that they had one 20 minutes from me in my local civic center, and I missed it. And I was like, man, I want it. And my cousin went, and he was like, he got Sandman, New Jack, Sabu, and RVD all to sign his shit for free. Yeah, but I get to go to. That was the same year WCW came in the beginning of '98, right before Uncensored. That was the same year, and Goldberg Hardway legit injured Ming and Jimmy Hart.
I did like that. I have to say, Uncensored '98 was pretty awesome.
Say that again, Phil.
Uncensored '98 was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, 98 was not bad. WCW started sucking, but '97 was their golden year.
Yeah, 97 was peak, and then they started faltering at 98, and then 99 was shit, and 2000 was.
I did like Bash at the Beach though. That was pretty awesome.
Which one?
Both '97 and '98.
Yeah.
What? 98 was Rodman.
97 was Rodman as well.
Well, I'm trying to remember. 96 was the turn. 97 was, I think, Rodman and Hogan against Lex and Giant. Am I wrong?
Yeah, Lex and Giant. Yeah, and 98 was Rodman and Hogan versus Page and Malone.
Okay, and then I don't remember that, but I know 2000 is the one where Jeff Jarrett in the lay down and Hogan. That was the end of Hogan. That was a big fuck up, Bash at the Beach 2000. That's the one where Vince Russo went into business for himself and put the title on Booker T and all, which nothing against him, but the whole Vince Russo fucked that thing all up and had Jarrett lay down. 2000 was, look how far we've fallen. That's all it said to all of us. Look how far we've fallen.
Hogan was right. This is bullshit, man.
Yeah. It was the beginning was supposed to be a work. I still don't like Jared laying down, work or not. I didn't like that at all. But the Vince Russo working it after Bischoff and Hogan won the plane, fucking shit up. That was bullshit. I mean, yeah, Russo. I mean, Hogan had creative control. Should he have had creative control? No. I don't know why Bischoff ever did that, but. Yeah, if you don't agree with him, I mean, and Russo was trying to buck it. Russo hated him. He didn't want him there. And it's like, bro, Bischoff turned the company around. Hogan sold it. Hogan made it. I mean, you can't hate on Hogan coming across and turning and all. I mean, Russo tried to do what he wanted to do, and he fucked everything up. Worse than it would have been fucked up. Because we saw what happened without Russo at Starrcade '97, and Hogan told Nick Patrick, don't do the fast count. And Nick Patrick said, who's my boss? He said, Hulk Hogan is my boss. That's who gets paid the most running. That's who calls the shots. I did what Hogan said. I didn't do what the other guy said. That's what Nick Patrick said. And I believe it. Hogan told him in the end, don't do the fast count on Sting. That's why it looked fucked up. I don't think we needed Bret Hart in that match at all. And it was a big clusterfuck because of it. I mean, Hogan thought they could drag it on and make more money, go on to Super Brawl. No, the second match was nowhere near the hype of the first match. It wasn't. And yes, Sting won legit clean there in '98 at Super Brawl, but he fucked it up already. He fucked it up. And I understand Sting was in a dark place and he wasn't ready and he was depressed and had issues going on, but still, if you're not ready, don't do it, or decide you're going to do it if you know everybody's ready. Don't change plans last. Sting says that himself. He says, I wish plans wouldn't have changed last minute. We'd have stuck to the plan. But you know how nice Sting is. Things go the way they go. You know how he said it. So Sting wasn't about to throw shade at nobody, but that's what Sting was like. I just wish that we would have stuck to the plan. That's Sting's comments on Starrcade. Oh, some more wrestling news. I didn't get to send it to y'all yet. Phil, you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, you're gonna like this. Steve Borden Jr. in ring. Got to see a little bit of him fighting in New Japan in Cali, bro.
Oh yeah, he's also planning to go to the Inoki dojo.
They named a different dojo, I read, with 4 letters, but um, him being involved with this is only a good thing. It's only gonna make him a better wrestler. He looked good. The bumps and off the ring the ropes he was taking, though, he's got the build. If he puts on a few more pounds, like muscle wise, but this is only good for him to get experience, and no matter where he goes, this is a
Him
good
being
thing.
a young lion.
That would be tremendous if he was. And just imagine if later on he came out and he was Sting, in a new generation of Sting. That would be, I don't know if that's going to happen, but that would be amazing.
I have a feeling he's probably going to go on. He's probably going to go on excursion, probably in the Indies or so, most likely.
Well, we're nowhere near excursion yet. We got to see where he's going exactly, what dojo. If he's staying U.S. side, if he's just going for a little while to tango with them, if he's going to become a young lion. We don't know this yet. All we know is he was in a ring and had a legit match, his first legit match. I did not know the guy he was fighting. No clue, but they were on American soil and they were doing it. And this is only a good thing for Steve Borden Jr. This is only a good thing, and for wrestling fans.
I mean,
Also, to 5 days ago, I don't know if anybody is familiar with this. Jericho has filed a new trademark application for the term cornerstone on March 25th, 2026.
Well,
This
you know
co-
what that means. He's
this
getting
app-
close. He's getting closer to showing up.
This application covers a wide range of merchandise and entertainment services, including clothing items like shirts, sweatshirts, hooded sweatshirts, hats, bandanas, and socks, as well as entertainment services such as wrestling performances, televised appearances, live events, and online content. The trademark filing suggests that Jericho may be developing a new character or branding identity around the Cornerstone name, which could be significant for his potential return to the wrestling scene.
WWE. That's what it's gonna. And after listen to everything you just read off that checklist, whose checklist that sounds just like? Who's making millions in merch? Danhausen.
oh yeah.
Danhausen's merch list is almost everything you read off, except you excluded women's panties. Danhausen does have the right for women's panties. He does have that on it. That is part of his, yeah. All
He's got Dan
merchandise.
Housen on that ass.
Oh, did you? I don't know if y'all got to see. He did a quick. He got to sit down. He was all excited. He was like, "I'm one of the big dogs now." He signed next to CM Punk. Punk threw $20 and said, "Stay away from me," and walked away.
Yeah. Danhausen is great, man. He's great on the mic. He's great at appearing. He's great on everything he does. People want to see him in the ring. I don't think I think that's going to sour a lot of people.
Yeah, he needs to tag with somebody, come in and just do a quick curse, and then they flip them. They flip, roll up, and hide Danhausen as much as you can, because when they see how small he is, somebody mentioned they thought he would get all ripped going to WWE or get bulked up. Exact same size he was, but Danhausen is not an in-the-ring wizard. That's not who he is. He's very aware of his character.
He can take some bumps, though. He can take some bumps.
Yeah, well, so can Darby Allin, but he's not a wizard either. But Danhausen knows his character. He's savvy. Excuse me. He's savvy. He's smart. He knows his bread and butter is his talking and his gimmick.
Oh yeah,
And I think between him and management, they're not going to fuck this up. They're going to get it right. I mean, you're not going to put him, unless Brock comes out and kills him in one slam. You're not going to put him against. You're not going to put him against Obafemi or put him. I mean, you might have him in the Miz and across the ring, and he does some kind of curse. I mean, eventually Miz is going to be begging him, "Please let me manage you, so I'm not cursed." We know that's where this is going.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And we know they're going to keep him as far away from R-Truth as possible until he starts to get a little cold. Then they're going to pair them up, and it's going to be a big thing all over again. So y'all have to be patient on the desires of R-Truth and Danhausen, y'all. Y'all have to be patient.
It's coming though. It's coming.
The saddest thing we never got to see comedic wise, and I don't know why they never even did a one night. Why we have never gotten Santino and R-Truth. I know different times in the company, but why we have never gotten at least a backstage segment with those two is just insane. But I know Santino left.
It could happen. It could happen now.
I mean, I know Truth had jumped to TNA or whatever when Santino was there, and then they both kind of missed each other. Because Vince McMahon would have been like, "Oh, we got to put these two together. I'm gonna piss my pants. That's good shit, pal." That would have, it didn't happen because it couldn't, not because it did, it would. But yeah, one day we're gonna get that R-Truth and Danhausen meeting, and it's gonna be when Danhausen curses little Jimmy, it's gonna be on. It's gonna be on.
Oh man.
Apparently, what's her face? What's her name? Jake Carter wants to swear much, and Danhausen is like, no swearing.
Oh, did y'all hear the news about Jade Cargill from Jonathan Coachman? I saw this scrolling earlier. Jonathan Coachman, kind of brutal. Jonathan Coachman said she stinks so bad in the ring and she can't talk and can't wrestle. We had to put her in a faction. Jonathan Coachman said this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I'm not going to argue with that. I don't think she's. You could have the body. We saw this with Goldberg, only Goldberg was protected in quick 1-minute matches. You can't just take somebody who's built like a Greek god and expect them to be able to talk and act and get in the ring. And we talked about this in the last couple of weeks. WWE has learned their lesson at this point. You don't just take everybody from AEW that's not established, because not all of them can wrestle or talk. Look at Powerhouse Hobbs, nowhere to be found.
Done 3 dark matches and 1 televised appearance at Royal Rumble.
Whatever they call Mariah May now, Blake
Monroe.
Blake Monroe protect him like other wrestlers.
Good wrestler, doesn't know how to act like the face they want her to act like. She's a heel because that's all she knew in Stardom. Because guess what? She doesn't speak fluent Japanese. So these things happen. Jade Cargill, smoke show. That's all it is. I mean, you got to break you got to break her down, teach her from. So now WWE knows, unless they're getting one of their talent back. Hold on a minute. Wait, unless it's MJF, I don't think they're gonna be jumping too quick anymore, unless it's an MJF level guy that they know they can work with and do business with.
Well, the Ricky Saints, Ethan Page thing is working out pretty good for him.
But Ricky Saints, he's got that fire. They give him a little bit of coaching. You know, when he went to NXT, they doubled down on what cameras to look at, how you work in a TV style match. He had to talk. They just sharpened him up a little bit. He could go in the ring, so you have something to work with there. If WWE would bring back, they don't have cruiser titles right now, do they? They would do that. That would be Ricky Saints would be one of you guys you can do that with. But yeah, they just don't see the value. They've tried so many times. They never WWE was never good at cruiserweight, lightweight. They tried and they never could hang. WCW had it. They had it right. They also hired the right people. They just never could get it right in the Federation Entertainment. They never could get the Cruiserweight Classic was a tremendous event. I watched the whole thing.
That was great.
I also like the Mae Young Classic. That was great too. Mm-hmm. We actually WWE had some legit tournaments for once, and I was happy about that. Then next thing
something you got to remember, Phil. You know why both of those tournaments were so good? As well as, let's throw in the UK Classic as well, the tournament. That was great. You had independent wrestling talent mixing it up. You had people that had experience that could go. Some people, even though not on WWE television, had wrestled before. You had good pairings. Good. The best thing about the UK show was Michael Cole did not have Vince in his ear, and Michael Cole called the best wrestling of his career. If you watch that show, he had the best, most realistic calling of a wrestling of all the matches in his career because he didn't have Vince in his fucking ear. I actually was like, damn, Michael Cole's actually good.
His fucking ear.
I was like, damn, Michael Cole's actually good at his job. Damn, fuck you, Vince.
Yeah, Michael Cole can commentate his ass off, man. He's great.
I was shocked because, and he told stories now. He said, oh, Vince everything was micromanaged. Every fuck, the whole big dog Roman Reigns and the boss Vince would be yelling that in his ear. Say it again. And the beautiful progressive city of Jeddah bullshit, that was Vince nonstop. This is the mic, and Triple H does a lot less of it now, and that's why you see him in. It's not Pat McAfee, is it? Who's the other guy who's with
Corey Graves? Not
just Corey, but the other guy that they had him paired. That's why you see him cutting up and having a blast now. They're not micro.
Oh, you talking about Tessitore?
Who?
Tessitore?
I don't know if that's. I don't know, but it was. They're all being more real because they're not being micromanaged. So that's a good thing.
You got Wade Barrett. You got Booker T.
Yeah, Wade Barrett with Michael Cole.
Wade Barrett. Yeah.
No, this guy was not a wrestler like Barrett or Nigel or Booker T.
Then it had to be Tessitore then. It had to be Tessitore.
I feel like it might have been McAfee because they were dancing on top of this thing and everything just cutting
That's
up.
Pat. That's Pat. But
All
Pat
right.
ain't there right now. Pat's
All right.
Pat's
I know he's part time because he works over in ES, but everybody was like, look how much fun they're having. They're like, yeah, we don't have Vince micromanage us in the fucking here. Triple H said, have fun. And also you notice the mentions of certain other companies and other history that weren't allowed before. Triple H
yeah,
lets it go.
yeah, you don't care. You don't care about all that shit. No one
Hey,
cared about that shit with Vince McMahon.
hey, reality is a good thing, bro. Talk about real life. Talk about where everybody else talks about where people come from.
Yeah. I mean, hell, they talk about AJ Styles being in TNA for 10 years before he even showed up in WWE. They don't talk about it.
That's
They don't talk
true.
about his Ring of Honor run as much. They talk about his New Japan and they talk about his TNA run.
Yeah. Well, his New Japan run was legendary after this. That's why he became world famous.
Yeah.
He was the man in TNA. TNA just couldn't go to every home. Excuse me. He went overseas between Japan and the UK. They were like, we love Styles. They were like, this dude is fucking awesome.
He wrestled
And
even in Rev Pro against Will Ospreay.
that's why you see people trying to pull off the Styles Clash. That all started in Japan. Omega was one of the first ones, and then the crowd pops when you're going for it. I mean, Switchblade, all those guys, they do those throwbacks, and people go nuts. Or you set up Muda's knee or whatever, or the Kinshasa
Or
from
the Shining Wizard.
Nakamura. Yeah. Or the Nakamura's move. The people go nuts when they see the shit getting
Or
set
like
up.
even when Yusuke Taguchi did, Nakamura's did that. The King of Online Garfunkel.
Right.
It's a parody of Nakamura.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, those guys, not to mention he's all friends. That's his generation, those guys. Taguchi was with Tanahashi and Nakamura and I'm missing the third man. Shibata.
Yeah, and also remember when Tanosuke Takeshita wore that red armband because Nakamura couldn't be at Wrestle Kingdom.
He handed it to Taguchi and said, "Wear this for me because I cannot."
No, it wasn't Taguchi. It was Takeshita.
All right, Takeshita, but still, yeah. He handed it to him and he said, "Wear this for me because I can't be there."
Mm-hmm.
I'm still waiting for him to be nice guy. His contract expired for him to go run over to AEW and make some quick money because he ain't leaving the U.S. His family loves living here. The kids and his wife love living down in Florida. He likes his surfing. I think before he gets too old,
not that far from where he lives.
I think before he gets too old, after what they did to him lying about the Tanahashi match and the involvement, I think he's gonna hop over and make a little bit of money in AEW for a couple of years. And you know what? I don't blame him. I hope he stays healthy and does good.
But gentlemen, I really don't think we have a lot of more news after that.
We keep popping up with stuff. Hey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, JD got into an argument. Of New York got into an argument with Shinsuke Nakamura on Twitter.
That wasn't Nakamura. That was Ricochet.
The Ricochet.
They all right. The two of them have been in each other's throats for years, calling each other. But I was gonna say Nakamura is not a very argumentative.
Ricochet. Ricochet called JD a pussy.
Yeah, well, that's all Ricochet. One of the worst things Ricochet's got going for him is he doesn't know how to be a proper heel. He doesn't know what to say. He's tone deaf to the room. And people were talking about this. I was watching some podcasts. It's like MJF can do it and it works fine. You don't work like that. You know, the guy who is Ricochet doesn't get it. He doesn't get how to work shit. He's just insensitive and doesn't know how to be a good heel. He doesn't know how to read the room. He's not good at it. Like he can make some US fans boo him because they don't like him, but he doesn't know how to. He doesn't generate heat. He generates hate, and that's not a good thing. Well, see, like MJF, you could boo him or you could cheer him. You still respect him, and your opinions are gonna flop on him. You're gonna cheer one show, you might boo him another show, but you still like MJF because he's good.
People hate Ricochet because he talks back to them, though.
Yeah, other wrestlers do the same. The problem is Ricochet just doesn't know how to say the right things. Like, you're a pussy. Calling somebody a pussy is nothing today. That means nothing. That don't mean a damn thing. Why is he a pussy? A 4-year-old could call somebody a pussy. He just doesn't get it. He doesn't.
I think he's trying to cut back after when he heard that when he made that joke about that person's disability. I was like, yeah, not cool.
Yeah, it was bad, but at least Ricochet's cursing out or bitching at a wrestling podcast and not an innocent. If you're gonna report on the news and criticize people, you gotta be able to take the heat just like you're a pro wrestler. So at least it's not an innocent bystander this time or someone with a disability.
I'd
So
rather it be I'd rather it be someone like Jim Cornette or JD from New
yeah,
York.
yeah, that. But you asked for that so you know what? He could call JD whatever he wants. I have no problems with that. JD expects the heat because of what he does, and he's popular, but he is controversial. So you know what? Ricochet could call him whatever he wants. Just stay away from the kids and the people with disabilities and the non wrestling people. Just stay away from them. He could call JD a million things. That's fine with me.
Or so I can see him saying your mother's a jobber.
Yeah.
To a fan, like you're like call me a jobber. Or your mom's a jobber.
He's not clever enough to do that. And
I can do that.
This comes from Ricochet. Same problem as Murambe. They came from companies where they were not talkers, or they would say a couple of things that looked the part, but not really talk, because they were in Japan. And Ricochet, I have found out that Ricochet and his wife think they are A-listers, so they have that superiority complex, and a lot of people say it shows the way they act. They think they're higher than thou, and that's why a lot of people really don't like the.
I don't think they deserve those death threats though from those E-drums.
Well, that's wrong. That's wrong. We talked about this when we talked about Ricochet's comments. We said that's bullshit. You don't need to go. No matter what anybody said about anybody, you don't need to send death threats to him or the family. We know that's not cool. That's just going above and. I mean, how much of a social justice warrior / social media clown are you that you got to go? Wish somebody.
I mean, you're just basically. I've had this one person send me death threats. I was like, and I said to this kid, and I said, "Isn't it bad?" And it was around like 12 o'clock. The person was like a teenager. Shouldn't you be in school?
Yeah, probably tweeted that while in school or texted it.
He said, "Shouldn't you like? Oh wait, you're probably just a dropout loser." I call him a dropout loser.
You tried to argue with the death threat people, Phil?
No, I just call him a dropout loser. That's it.
I ignore those people, bro. I don't even comment to those people, man. That's
the only thing I said to him was like, shouldn't you be at school?
Yeah, it's like don't give them attention if you're gonna. Now, if you in a all right, Phil, you in a fight with somebody in real life and y'all heated online and you know this person, you're like, I'm gonna kick your ass. Like don't like you fuck with me, you stupid. I'll kill you. That's a different story. That's your business. Somebody you don't even know when you're gonna wish death threats on their fan, that's bullshit. And then an entertainer,
like I got death threats. I actually got death threat because I said, all because I called her like I said, you're getting hyped up. I said, relax, cupcake.
And see, they go from cupcake to death. See how crazy people are, man.
Yeah, I got death threat because I called them a cupcake. I was being a smart ass, and. I'm just like,
well, no, you got under the skin, and you pretty much succeeded. If they have to wish you a death threat, Phil, it's someone you're pretty much never gonna see in life ever again until the day we die.
That's the sad part, man. It's crazy.
Because I call them a cupcake.
Yeah, but the majority, all these people that are never gonna meet somebody and and yes, there's sickos, not AEW sickos, real life sickos that like this stabbing we saw with this mentally deranged guy. Things like that are uncalled for. You do have these bad eggs, these sick people, but the majority of this is just bullshit to try to get up. You have to blow it off, And yeah, it's sports entertainment. Just like they tell you don't touch the wrestlers. Well, if they arguing with you if they put on a show online, that's one thing. But not when you're getting into death and stuff. That's just no. That's a line you don't cross.
I mean, we gone far beyond those days of like when some guy. I remember like Tales of the Territories, like when some guy was like in front of Jerry the King Lawler's car and everything, and
oh yeah,
and they actually, or like there was I even heard tales of about a 70-something-year-old man held a gun to like Roddy Piper or Terry Funk.
Yeah, the wrestling down here, especially the fans wanted to. Fans were like, "Oh, you think you a tough wrestler? Fight me." That's how it went an hour away from me.
I remember some guy was like, back when JYD was Junkyard Dog was like the Hulk Hogan down here. where we're at and everything. And he says, "Hey, JRD, you want me to get this guy?" He says, "Don't." And he had a gun with him. He's like, "Don't worry, dude, I got it."
Yeah. I mean, ask Cornette. Cornette had to run for his life down here one time, but it's like, man, them fans. And Ted DiBiase will tell you, he's like, man, them fans get wild. I'm like, well, you got all of down the bayou, both down the bayous drunk, which they can't get along with themselves each town, and you got them all in the Homer Civic Center to watch wrestling event. I'm like, bro, this is getting ready to get nasty. This is one step away from Puerto Rico. Like we get, we get into that terror. That's why this TNA show we just did with them dudes turn around, Max won, and we just saying shit, and they looking at us. I'm like, bro, y'all have never fucking made it. Y'all have never fucking made it. If Cornette would have had his tennis racket over his head, trying not to get bombed, running through that crowd to get out of there, and then get to his car before they got to him. I'm like, y'all don't know. Y'all don't fucking understand here.
Dude, I believe if we would have tried, man, we could have got a lot more people in there to actually enjoy what we were doing.
Oh, people loved us and everything, what we were doing and everything.
You could tell there was
we inspired a few hecklers in the back yelling, Mike.
The center section where we were sitting, they were ready to get on Ash by Elegance, and they went off. They were like, fuck these. I looked over, I was like, these kids are getting wild with it. Now, the section to our left was the WWE Pretty Boy / cheer for the good guys, boo the heels. They didn't like us. They saw us. They didn't like us at all. They were like, oh, how dare you cheer Eric Young of all. I'm like, bro, really? And the other thing is, you saw the age of that crowd. Back in the day, our wrestling crowds when I was a little boy was not kids. You had to 40 and 50, like 35 to 55 was that age group.
Oh, they would have, if the older people, they would have hated us for cheering for the heels.
Oh, no, they would have been right there with you. My people, the 40-year-olds would have been the ones that, come across this barricade, I'll slap the shit out of you, boy, telling somebody in the ring. You know, they'll go up to the front. You think you tough? Come here. Come on. That's the ones that would get wild with it, bro. You're like, I just
remember when MJF attacked a Craze fan that jumped over the rails.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he got arrested for it, and he also tried to impress Jim Cornette about it. And well, let's say Jim Cornette basically blocked him.
MJF?
No, the fan that he did to impress Jim Cornette. And
of course, Cornette's gonna block. Cornette's gonna say whatever he has to say on his show as an entertainer, as a heel, as a former manager. But a fan's gonna come on and try to say, "Oh, Jim, did I do good by doing this?" And jump.
No.
Jim's gonna say, "Thank you, fuck you, bye," like he does. He's gonna say, "I'm blocking this lunatic,"
because he even knows you're not supposed to jump over the rails.
You don't get involved, and you don't jump the ring. You don't jump the barricade. You don't get in the ring, and you don't touch the talent. Cornette will be the first one to tell you. If you do that, he'll tell you you're dumb motherfuckers. You're gonna get what's coming to you. Now, maybe not as much.
I agree with him. Jim Cornette is he may not agree with certain modern wrestling, but he still respects the business.
Yeah, but he's right in that. You don't jump the ring. You don't jump the rail. You don't try to get in the ring, and you most certainly don't put hands or try to mix it up with the wrestlers, sort of verbal, or you got what's coming to you, and you're gonna get your ass kicked.
Exactly.
Today they let more ring security do all that, but back in the day, no. That's why I was telling you about Bill Watts, Phil. Bill Watts, when he got out of Mid-South and he was running WCW, he says, "You boys go to the bar and y'all lose a fight tonight against some jabroni," or he didn't say jabroni, but some whoever, don't show up to work tomorrow. You're gonna ruin your rep. Don't show up. He's like, you either win if you go fight, or you get out of it. He said, don't show up. You want to be a wrestler, you got to be tough down it. You got to be a legit more badass than a drunk or a group of drunks in a bar. That's what Bill Watts told him. And you know what? He wanted
Ming or King Tonga.
Yes.
Haku, he was
he bit a dude's nose off one time. Oh, he bit that dude's nose clean off. Yeah, they had people stupid enough to try to fuck with him in the ballroom. Bro, they said you can't even stop. The police tried tasing him. He didn't even feel that shit.
That's a great dude, man.
Oh, he's one of the nicest, and not just today because he's older. nicest guy in the world unless you piss him off when he's drinking it. I don't know how that feels, but if you pissed him off about his bad, if you did shit or heckled him, but if nicest dude in the world, if you leave him alone, all the wrestlers will tell you that, sweetheart. But bro, you don't want to be against that dude. He feels no pain
for being a fan.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Thank you for I'm buying this because of you. I made a lot of money."
Yeah, yeah. But he also knows how much of a badass he was, and no one really was gonna fuck. Nobody was gonna fuck with me. Come on, Rick Rude never fuck with the Steiners. Never fuck with. There was this select few people that you don't cross.
The only
Harley
kid
Race.
that was able to get away as a practical joke was his son Tama Tonga.
Yeah, well, I mean, his adopted. Oh, it's his sons, but his adopted sons. But
Well, Tama Tonga was adopted, but like
Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Hikaleo were all technically adopted by Haku.
those were actually his sons, his brother's kids.
Yeah, so he adopted. I mean, it's still the family. You get it. You know what happened, and they take care of their own over there. That's how they roll. You get cool with them, they consider you a brother. That's technically how the Anoa'i family, Rings people, got cool with the Tongans. There was a big partnership back in the day, and they all were like, we are blood, we are not real blood, but we're one tribe, and that's how they're all cool to this day. There's a huge history, family tree thing explaining it all.
And Kane and Undertaker went against Haku and Rikishi. That was like crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
But there really isn't a lot of news, really, is it?
We're finding it, bro. We're finding it as we talk. We're finding it. I'm getting ready to press this button and see if something new came up tonight. We get off the chat and look at this. Cause we're just finding shit to talk about, dude. We're making it happen. Don't show me Coleco. I don't want to see that. Nope. That's spend enough money. Gunther returns and gets his Mania match. Okay, well, in that case, who is Gunther gonna? Gunther is gonna fight at Mania. We thought he wouldn't. Question is who? Can you find out who Gunther's gonna be facing?
I can probably look at it right now, but I'm
I got it.
Mike's on it. Mike.
What? I'm too mesmerized.
Gunther is wrestling Seth Rollins.
All right. Well, that means no Braun Breaker return. They've ruled it out.
He's still injured.
All right. So Rollins was rumored to maybe get that spot against Brock. They gave it to Obafemi. They're gonna slide Rollins in against Gunther. Okay, there you go. You've got 2 matches out of your boy being injured. So there you are.
Yep. There you go. There you have it.
Yep. I don't know if we've talked about it yet. I think we mentioned Sid is going into the Hall of Fame, but also now that Vince is going, Demolition is with all the lawsuits. Demolition is going in.
Yeah.
Which is so we thought that's the one I thought would never happen. But hey, when there's money to be made, there's money to be made. After all those lawsuits, Triple H is like, come on in. So Vince wasn't going to do it.
Vince ain't gonna do shit like that, man.
Not after all those they were trying to claim money on WWE for with all those other wrestlers for like what you call that CTE claims and
CRT. CRT or CTE, yeah.
CTE, but like just not safe working environment. A bunch of them all tried forever to put in claims, and it didn't work. Of course, when you're going against the WWE machine, especially when they had what you call as their lawyer, forget it. You ain't winning nothing. I mean, yeah, it ain't happening.
Now that Jerry McDevitt is retired.
Yeah. That's why I was like, boy, if Vince is ever in trouble, now's the time. If you had Jeremy McDevitt and Johnny Cochran were probably the 2 most prominent 1990s lawyers you could have, and into the 2000.
They were like, even Jerry McDevitt says, "I'm retired. I'm not touching this." He really.
I don't blame him. He got Vince. Vince walked away out that steroid trial, dude, so clean because of McDevitt. I mean, he technically Vince had Jeff Jarrett's dad, ready to take over running WWF. That's how much Vince thought he was going down. He had the neck brace on to try to gain sympathy, all of that. He actually had Jerry Jarrett ready to run the company because he was going to jail. Bro, they went in that bar later that night after he was found not guilty. Vince took the neck brace off and swung it around like this. And he's all like, "Ah!" Fucking stupid.
Fucking
He
idiot,
was
man.
needed for that neck brace. I didn't give enough sympathy for him.
Yep.
Nobody
How
did.
about what you got, Mike?
Nothing at all.
All right. How about a little quick video game news, real quick, while we were talking about what we did when we started the show. We have got the leaks for Nintendo for this year. What's going on? We're supposedly getting a brand new. Finally, it's been forever. Full brand new real shooting Star Fox game, which I'm excited about. I like. And the big one, we're not getting Mario this year. They're gonna do a Zelda Ocarina of Time full HD remake. Supposedly, it's gonna get like the Resident Evil treatment. It's gonna be all even some stuff changed or redone. They're gonna go all out. That's gonna be the big holiday release. I just wanted to throw that in there for everybody while y'all are at it. I am scrolling through my news. There was not a lot of wrestling news this week.
Oh, here's a lot of news. Maven, former WWE wrestlers in the original Tough Enough winner, Maven Huffman says every WWE match looks like a dance, and the lack of house shows is making top stars look sluggish on TV.
Right, but Maven did nothing. His rep is sort of like, I think he beat the Undertaker one time. Maven never got anywhere. So Maven talking. He has a regular podcast. I rather listen to Stevie Richards tell us about real injuries and all than Maven talk.
Wow, this is a pretty cool thing. Like a mini Sega CD.
Is that not the combination of the 32X and the Sega CD that came out from JVC in the 90s?
No, this is the Genesis CDX, the multimedia CD-ROM entertainment system.
That's what it is. That it came out in the 90s. It was a combination of both players without having. You could do the Genesis 32X and Sega CD without having to have the add-ons.
All
and
those
have a bunch of
crazy
work.
ass plugs and everything. I wish Sega would have just done that. I mean,
Well, eventually they did.
A review on that, and it's just like it looked like the Genesis was on fucking life support.
That's exactly what it looks like. And the sad thing is they were doing that while you knew the new system was in Japan. That came down to the American management and Japanese management not getting along, so they said fuck them. So they released too much crap. That's really what killed them. They kept releasing crap for a high price, and it's like, oh, but the next big thing's coming next year. It's like, what the fuck, bro? That's actually what did it. Yeah, I'm scrolling through here. I'm not really getting any kind of modern wrestling news. There's not much to talk about.
No, there really isn't. Like I said, and there probably won't be a lot to talk about tomorrow night either.
Well, let's hope something breaks overnight and tomorrow morning.
So you guys ready? What do they call it?
Something you said.
Ready to call it, Mike?
Well, if Jordan wants to show shit, he's more than welcome.
Oh, yeah.
What time you? Well, how are we doing on the clock? We're an hour and what in, Mike?
Hour and 13 minutes.
That's not bad. A little quick show. We didn't have Josh. Anybody that's still watching, please like, subscribe to the channel. Give us that thumbs up. Smash that fucking like button. Give it to Dusty Rhodes. Josh is still trying to make his way back from his adventure. So he is, I believe he got held up in the Florida airport. So with his luck, he's on a flight now.
With his luck, I'm surprised there's a lot of rain down there or anything.
With his luck, he'll be on his way to Chicago or just arriving. So I'm actually going to show off. Josh brought us all some stuff, all right? I'm going to show mine off because this was technically my birthday stuff that he never got to me, and he brought it while he was coming down. So we'll show this off.
I have to show the Juicy Thunder Liger shirt I got tomorrow
All
night.
my stuff is still in the car except for the Kenny Omega shirt that I wore on the.
All right, he brought me this, and it's made off like the 80s style Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Wrestlers.
Fucking nice, you did.
Which I would have wore. I would have put it on, but it's a little cold tonight. I'm in sleeves. The weather makes up its mind from going loony again. I will wear it. And he also got me. I'll save this for last, but I will show off. He brought me some records. He bought one for me when I asked him while he was out there, but he gave me some records as well. And some of it's some stuff I needed. He gave me this. Looks like he. Looks like he got this from Chad. But looking at the back, Bottom seems, yeah. But anyway, I needed it. It's Morrison Hotel The Doors. Okay, so I got that one. I've put off buying that for months because. Oh, are we back, yo?
Yeah, we're back.
All right. I hope y'all got. The last thing I showed was Sinatra. This I have to show the vinyl because there's no cover, but he included for me because he has an OG. This is the second pressing of Led Zeppelin 4.
That's still pretty good condition, though.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, yeah. After I take Josh's cat hairs off of it, it's gonna be even nicer. But yeah, I was like, yes, I will take that. That is a piece of vintage history. She included that, and then I bought one and I sent him some money. I'll show it next. And let's pick this up. Get in there, you get in there. All right. This completes my collect. Well, almost completes my collection. Almost. Technically of the released official stuff, it does. It was only $20. He said so. I sent it to him, but I've got Zeppelin. The song remains the same.
Nice.
Yeah, which this is the. Yeah, is this the live one? Wait, let me see. Yeah, this is the live one. They didn't release much live stuff because the band was very picky about what they thought sounded good and what didn't officially. But yeah, I have the song remains the same. So technically, I have every Led Zeppelin album now, which that's completed. The only thing I don't have, Mike watched me get it to $100-something and back out, was that BBC Sessions from the 90s. So that's the only thing I do not have. And then so technically Zeppelin completed. And then Josh gave me this. Probably figured it looked like a coin, but this is a Okada, the Rainmaker. It's a big, huge pin. Pretty big. But yeah, that I'm keeping. And he included this. Now, I don't know the story behind all of this. Y'all might have to help me, but I don't understand the significance of the 3 signatures of who did what, but this is a comic book that Josh got signed by the artist, and I don't know all the details on what went
Anchor
down.
and everybody. Yours and mine, me and you swapped
Okay, why did we swap?
because I wanted you to have my copy, even though it had more signatures.
Okay, well, can you tell me who we got?
The Anchor, the artist, Vampiro, and that's it.
Okay, so this is Vampiro the wrestler. Josh gave us each a comic book of his, and so he's telling me I was only supposed to get 2 signatures. I was half unconscious, and Mike decided for some reason to switch me with this one because it has 3. So yay, and I didn't exactly know what happened, but anyway, I have that. They each have their. I think they're all different too. Each comic we have, right?
They're the same cover.
Oh, they're all the same. Okay, I didn't know. I didn't get to catch much of that between work and running around while everybody was arriving and getting everybody where they need to go. But that's pretty much what I. But yeah, that's pretty much my birthday box / miscellaneous / gifts from Josh, who is not with us. But yeah, everybody, all the guys got T-shirts. 2 of them wore theirs to the show.
Yeah, we got 2. I got 2 T-shirts. One of them was a Kenny Omega T-shirt, and the other one was a Killer Cos T-shirt. And
Phil got a very nice Jusha Thunder Liger shirt. Very nice.
Yeah, he did.
I will show that tomorrow. It's in the laundry room because I was sweating during that entire show. So.
Oh yeah, that show it was hot in there. You walk out the building, in the main building, it was nice and cold. And yeah, the inside the smaller arena that we were in was very hot.
Yeah.
I do have some comic books I gotta show and everything. Like,
you want to show them tonight, Phil?
Yes, I want to show them tonight. I'll show the T-shirt tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Boom. There you go, brother.
All right, but before I do, I want to show this. I got these 2 from Josh. I got this. It's Hulkhausen.
Ah, yeah, I remember when he did. I got to see a little glimpse of it. Not good though.
And I also got a Young Bucks wallet. He got this from his Pro Wrestling Tees crate, and I thought, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's where the Okada pin came from.
Nice. It makes you think of the coin he drops when you hear his theme music. Oh yeah, and here's some mix of comics I got for you, Josh and Mike. This is even some ones I bought a while back. This is called High Treats, an anthology, which has a mixture of Jeff Johns, Ivan Reyes, Danny Yeah, it's like a mixture. It also got one of a new Vertigo called issue one called Bleeding Hearts. It's like a zombie comic, so I'm gonna check this out.
Okay.
Okay.
And I haven't read this yet, but I really can't wait to read this. It's called The Steam Man. And I like me some. It looks kind of makes me like cyberpunk. And it kind of reminds me of the Iron Giant a little bit too. And it looks. I like some. Oh, here's issue number 5 as well. And here's the comic that the Vampiro comic that Josh got all of us and everyone my copy. I can't wait to read this too, but I don't want to mess up the autograph and stuff.
Yeah, I haven't even taken mine out the sleeve.
Me either.
Another comic that Josh got me, it's Wolverine
Wolverine.
Oh, nice.
90. This
Nice.
looks pretty badass. I can't wait, especially with the artwork, Wolverine and Sabretooth going at it. It's fucking awesome.
Anything else, Phil?
And here's the other 3 I got. It's Rob Gilroy's Farmhand. It's very what Mike told me. It's very B movie-ish, which
You like? You love?
B movie shit. If you like seen the movie Dead Alive, aka Brain Dead,
Yeah, I was gonna name They Live, and I was gonna name Return of the Living Dead from the '80s, which is not a George Romero movie, but a great movie.
oh, they're all great. Hey, have you seen Night of the Living Dead? It's all real. You want to see the zombies? They're all down in the cellar. Let's go check them out. What's the worst that can happen?
You done, Phil?
By the Army Corps of Engineers.
Anything else to say, brother?
Huh?
You done showing?
Oh yeah, I gotta show you.
I was gonna say save the T-shirt and the book for tomorrow night, Phil, so you got something to show.
All right. I'll show
You
you the
done?
book I bought that got me in trouble.
Yeah, well, yeah, the book is has nice illustrations. Phil could show a lot off in that book, but I'd save that for tomorrow's show.
I mean, some things are just worth getting in trouble for, but I digress.
He spent his drinking money on a book. We'll put it like that. He spent his
Yeah.
party money on a book.
Yeah, that's what he did.
And luckily, I bought pizzas and cooked and we had us some stuff here.
It was awesome, though.
All right. Y'all ready?
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're ready.
They're ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not watching Ringside Rants,
You're doing life wrong, brother.
and we're just not food that you eat, we're also,
Food for the ears, baby.
yeah, Jordan,
Yep.
take us home.
That's right. And hey, money comes and goes. But just like Okada's money, what's mine's mine, what's yours is mine too.
Bitch.
Bitch. There you go.
Anybody got any fun facts before you end tonight?
We miss you, Josh.